Welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today we're going to be working on day 2 of our 100-day challenge. So in day 1, I created these sewn snippets that you'll see on this tag here. But what I decided is that I wanted a tab on the top to be able to pull it in and out when I decide that I'll ever stick it in some sort of pocket, be able to pull it out. So I had seen a lot of people use the tab called whale tail, looked it up, and those punches are expensive. Holy cow. So if you have one of those, bless your heart, keep that thing or turn it in and buy a house because they are expensive. So I saw there was a video, a YouTube video from a gal from Root Pursuit. I'll put a link in the description for her channel, who took circle punch and made some whale tails. So I said, well, I can do that. And then I took a look around and found some other very simple punches that I had that I thought, well, let's give that a try and see if I can make some tabs out of that instead of, purchasing. These things are expensive. I've had them forever, so why not try to repurpose them? So I have been able to get a few done here, as you can see. They're not exactly like the whale tails, but they are darn close to what they are. So I started making a few here. Put the ones that I've done in, come back to those, and I'll show you what I did for these. So we'll start with, move that out of the way. I have one cut there. So I'll start, what I did was I took some just regular scrapbook paper, really light stuff. I do have some heavier ones that I've been able to do it on also, the cardstock, but we'll start with the lighter one. So I took the punch, and like she suggested, and I'll come up here to show you, put it up about 3/4 of the way in the circle. So you get a pretty big circle. Once you do a few of them, you definitely get to see where it needs to go. So I'll cut another one and cut it about, like I said, about 3/4 and have that fly out. Okay. So to get the part of the circle that becomes a whale tail, I found a pretty consistent way to get it to look very similar to these, where it had the cutout pretty regularly. So what I did was, on the side here, and all the punches will be different, I do have a little notch there. It's about halfway through the circle, and I do have a little indent. It's maybe hard to see in where the punch goes. So what I did is I stuck the circle in there, and you can see where the bottom of the circle is. I can kind of feel my finger on the side here where the bottom of the circle is. And what I did was I pulled and made the bottom of the tab, this part here, equal with the ring of the circle. And then what I did is I just cocked it up a little, about, I'd say to somewhere about 10 o'clock, just cocked it up a little, made sure that bottom was done, and snipped. So basically it cuts out a very pointy oval almond shape out of the one side. So you see that it has a very pointy side there. So what I did is I flipped it over and did the same thing where I had my finger on that line. I find the bottom of the circle tab and line it up and do it that little cockeyed till about 9, 10 o'clock and snip it. So what that leaves is a pretty good, it's not perfect, but a pretty good division for that. Now what I found out too is, since I do cut it right at the circle line, if I just do a little snip and get rid of that abrasive corner, it gets to be more similar to what the whale tails look like. So I thought that was pretty good. So what you do then, I'll get some glue on this one and I'll glue it in. All right, so we just take normal glue for this. And this was, I believe, going to be a side tag. So we're going to fold it over, and since I'm using the Oohoo glue, it's got a bit of time to go, and I can get it to fix. And there we go. So if I want to put it into this page right here, which is not the page I wanted it on, there was a different one I had it on. Of course now I won't be able to find it. Okay, we'll go with that one. Oh, now there's a tab for it. Beautiful. Okay, so let's make some more. Get some little practice here. All right, so I got this circle cut already. Again, we're gonna just go in to where that circle is on the bottom, and we're just gonna cock it a little bit. Find that circle, cock it a little bit, and do a couple snips. Totally optional. Of course, I just did that one hugely different. Try to make them look as even as possible, but still comes out pretty good. All right. So, like I said, I have been using, that's the really light paper. It works just fine. I did the same thing with heavier cardstock. Same process. Find about 3/4 of the way down. A little heavier to punch out though. And did the same. Go in at the bottom, cock it a little bit, and punch it out. Cock it up and punch it out. Not too bad. Give it a little snip. Just to get the roughness down, and there you go, faux whale tail. So if we want to put it on something here, might look good on this one because it's kind of earthy. I'll get some glue on that one. And you can put it as low or high as you want. Get it even in there. So there we go. We want to put the tag in there. There we go. Nice little tag. Okay. All right. So, like I said earlier, I thought the circle was good. What she had in her video. But I thought, well, let's try some other stuff. So this is a tag that I have that looks like it's been like deckled. It looks a little bit worn on the edges. So I thought, well, why can't I do that? So I took the same papers, and as long as you fold it in and you don't go all the way past it, I'll say I can go 3/4 on that one and snap that. You can make some tags that way too. You can have it sticking up or just make it decorative to be able to put around. If you wanted to do the snip also on there, you could. I think that has a nice decal edge though, and I probably wouldn't do that. But I think it has a nice bit of fun place, especially with bigger ones like that, where you might be able to add a little tag on there, or stamp it or something like that for that. So that's that post. So like I said, I mean, you could do it as big or small as you want. If you just wanted a little flag tab for that, that'd be easy enough to do. Or if you wanted a little bit bigger. You could go up, you know, halfway, and there's some tags for that. Okay, so here is this one. This is a ticket. It's got straight edges on the side, top and bottom, but the sides are a little, look like if they've been torn. So I'll do the same thing with this. There's one of two ways. You can go fully on there, except leave a little bottom so you don't get rid of the fold. And you could have a nice tab that way. Or you can do it on the side. And just have like that. Now you probably could just cut the whole ticket like it is, but having the pre-fold when you cut it makes it a little easier to do it that way. And what's nice about it is you can make, because if you cut it out straight, it's just one size. You cut it out straight, you can go ahead and fold it to make the tab without a problem, but that's the one size you get. But if you decide to do it on the fold, pull that back. If you decide to do it on the fold, you can get a much bigger ticket tab. So that way it can stick up, you know, farther if you want it to stick out farther out of the book, or you can stick it closer to have more space to be able to add something to it. Somewhere in between, you can stick, you know, a couple of ones on there and just stagger them. Like that. So yeah, there's definitely a couple ways to be able to use these. It was nice how when I did it really close to the bottom and you have it, it does notch out the other side too. And like I said before, you could notch it out a little further if you wanted to take and put it in there and snip that and go in and snip that side. You can make it a little deeper for yourself, a little bit more decorative on the edges. Okay. I did find a larger punch. I wasn't too thrilled with how that one came out to make a whale tail. I'll show you what it looks like. Get a new piece of paper here. Oh, I didn't mention before. So basically what I did is I folded these up about 1.25 inches, which gave me plenty of room for my 1-inch circle to be able to make the punches and leave enough room. So this one, seeing as bigger, I'll go up about 2 inches, 2¼ inches. I'm sure that's probably actually too much, but make sure I have enough room for it. All right, so same thing. We're gonna go through and do the 3/4. We'll go through and put it straight and cockeye it up a little bit. Put it straight in here. And again, cockeye it up a little bit. You can see you have pretty much the same shape as the other one. Give that little bit of snip like the smaller one. Straighten those out. Have that up a little bit more. And there you go, you got a nice big one. So it'll work the same way. You can glue it on. Throw a little glue on this. And we'll put it up here. Now these would probably do better off with the stronger paper, instead of the scrapbooking kind. Be probably better off with this kind to do it because it would be a little firmer. So I'll probably put another one over it just to get it a little bit stronger here. All right, so 3/4. Oof, that one's tough. And we'll put it in the side. And we'll do a little bit of a cockeye. I have some muscle strength here. I'm probably also getting hungry. I can smell my dinner. Got food in the crock pot and it smells yummy. Okay, so there is the 2. We'll do a little bit of a snip. Yeah, I think I'll cut that. I'll cut that off. And we'll put some glue on that one. Up. And no one will know there was one underneath there. That still works. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. If you find a bigger circle to do it, it definitely needs a little bit more strength for the pockets in there. So that would go. And let's say it decides you want it and go in there. You can have it go like that. Have it stick out. And there it is. Beautiful. Okay. Well, that I think is it for today. I'm going to go through and start punching away and making a whole bunch of these. But my takeaway from this is take a look and see what you got punch-wise, because those punches are expensive, but using ones that you already have on hand, definitely worth just see what you got, see what you can fold, and see what you can cut. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you come back again sometime, and I hope you have a creative day. Thanks again.